everyone, welcome to Morning Devotions. I'm TerMaat and I'm going to be presenting our devotion for today. Our reading comes from the book of John, chapter 16, verses 31 through 33. And for a little context, this is Jesus speaking to his disciples just after the Last Supper, before they go to the Garden of Gethsemane, where he prays before he is betrayed. And this chapter as a whole is known as Jesus' farewell to his disciples because he knows that his crucifixion is quickly approaching, so he is trying to encourage them and also to prepare them for what's about to happen and what's to come. These verses in particular are his conclusion of that farewell. Jesus answered them, "Do you now believe? The hour is coming, indeed it has come, when you will be scattered, every man to his home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me. I have said this to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." I think this is a perfect verse for us today, especially given our circumstances, because this is a message of hope. First of all, if we take into account the context of Jesus' words, this is a prefiguration of the Easter story, specifically his last line, "But be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." Essentially, the basis of our faith is that Jesus did overcome the world. He overcame the sin of the world. He overcame death even through his resurrection on Easter morning. And since we are technically still in the Easter season, it's important for us to remember that our celebration of Easter shouldn't only last one Sunday, but we should take time throughout the year to remember the love that God has for us, which is evident in his sacrifice of his only Son on the cross. Also, if we focus on just the words of this verse, this is a wonderful message where Jesus shows us the way to find peace in the midst of trouble or tribulation. And that way is to put our trust in God. He says basically that there isn't any other way other than to trust in God for us to truly find peace. And how appropriate is it for us to be reading verse 32 right now, which says, "The hour is coming, indeed it has come, when you will be scattered, every man to his home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me." Right now, we would love to be gathered together, celebrating Easter, even just spending time together. And sometimes without that, it can feel like we are alone. But we're never alone, because just as God was with Jesus on that night, God is also with us every single day. No matter where we are, no matter how we feel, he's with us, supporting us. And my version of this chapter says that Jesus said, "But be of good cheer" at the end. I know a lot of other versions say, "But take heart" at the end. And this is probably the most important message for us to keep in mind during this uncertain time. Jesus' words are meant to encourage and embolden us and to strengthen our spirits. As his followers, we can face anything because in him we too have overcome. When he says, "I have overcome the world." These verses are filled with encouragement, but what stands out to me the most is how Jesus says that we should, in his words, take heart and put our faith in the plans of God and the plans that he has for us. Everyone, have a wonderful day and stay healthy.